Do pensions really make a difference in retirement? I'm about to say some things that surprise most everyone I meet. A pension doesn't just help with retirement, it changes the entire math behind retirement. And in many cases, it can be the difference between constant stress and anxiety and worry and real financial freedom. Today, I want to show you why and how a pension quietly gives retirees a massive advantage most people don't fully understand. I'm Jonathan Bednar, certified financial planner, owner of Paradigm Wealth Partners here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and we help people turn their retirement nest egg into a retirement paycheck without guessing, stressing, worrying about the markets and hoping they cooperate. One of the biggest planning forks in the road I see is whether someone has a pension or doesn't. And at its core, a pension is simple. It's a guaranteed paycheck for life. No withdrawal rates, no market risk, no wondering when the right time to retire is, or if this is the wrong year to retire. If your pension, as an example, let's say it pays $30,000 a year. That's a $30,000 payment on an annual basis that you don't have to generate from your investment portfolio. That's a big deal. And that investment fact or that fact changes everything for your retirement. Here's the part that most people underestimate. Pensions don't just change spreadsheets, they change your behavior. I've worked with retirees who had more money but no pension, and retirees with less money but had a pension. Guess who sleeps better? When a pension covers your core expenses, your groceries, your utilities, your insurance, people stop obsessing over the markets. They don't panic during downturns. They don't constantly ask, am I spending too much? Am I going to be okay? And most of all, they don't feel guilty enjoying retirement. That psychological safety net is a huge benefit. So let's talk about a comparison that makes this provide a little more color, provide some clarity around this. So let's make this concrete with two people, and I see versions of these people all the time. We're going to call one Saver Sam, and we're going to call the other Pension Paul. But both of them have the same age. They're both 55. They have the same income. They have the same habits. They have the same investment discipline. Both want to retire in 10 years at age 65. One keeps their lifestyle with ease. However, the other has to cut back, watch spending, stress about the markets, and hope nothing goes wrong. The difference isn't intelligence. It isn't discipline at all. It isn't investing skill. It's one quiet thing most workers, unfortunately, don't have anymore: a pension. So Saver Sam. Again, Saver Sam is 55. He's a mid-level corporate professional. Typically, this person might be a project lead. Maybe they're in manufacturing or logistics. Maybe they're an operations manager. He's dependable. He shows up every day. He maxes out his 401k when he can. Sam and his wife, maybe they raised two kids. They've helped with college. They've upgraded homes. He's done everything that he was supposed to. But the company phased out pensions years ago. So Sam enters retirement dependent on his portfolio and Social Security. Now let's look at Pension Paul. Pension Paul's also 55, very similar career path, but maybe he works as a utility company engineer or hospital administrator, or maybe he served in the public sector for a long time, maybe school teacher or federal government or something like that. He didn't make more money. He didn't necessarily invest better. He just stayed with an employer that still offered a pension. So Paul has his 401k. He's also saved consistently. But at 65, Paul will receive about $1,000 per month, guaranteed for the rest of his life. Nothing flashy, just steady mailbox money coming in every month. Here's where the math hits. Without a pension, Sam still has an income gap of about $3,750 per month after Social Security. So again, after Social Security, he still needs another $3,750 to cover his living expenses. Using a standard 4% rule, Sam needs roughly $1,130,000 saved in a retirement portfolio to generate that amount of monthly income. That would require him saving about $1,600 more per month for the next 10 years with very little margin for error. Paul's pension quietly fills $1,000 of that gap. So now his remaining income needs drop to about $2,750, which lowers his required portfolio to roughly $827,000. That's over $300,000 less he needs to retire comfortably. Same saver, same investor, just different pressure. That pressure can weigh and stress and cause anxiety. And so alleviating that where you can is a big deal. I realize you may not have a pension. That's okay. We're just trying to show how these can really impact your plan. Here's what's happening under the hood. Without a pension, your portfolio has to do two jobs. It has to grow and it has to pay you every single year. With a pension, your portfolio only needs to supplement your retirement income, not carry the entire load. That often means lower withdrawal rates, less pressure to chase returns, and a much lower risk of running out of money. In many cases, a pension reduces portfolio risk more than $1 million portfolio would. So pensions aren't perfect. There's some hidden trade-offs here. You're trading flexibility, you're trading liquidity, sometimes inflation protection if your pension doesn't have a cost of living adjustment. And decisions like lump sum versus monthly income, those are permanent. Once you choose, there's no undo button. And that's why decisions should never be made in isolation. Here's the biggest mistake of all I see. People with pensions still plan like they don't have one. They underspend, they stay too conservative, they delay retirement longer than necessary. A pension isn't just income, it's permission. Pensions make a difference in retirement, absolutely, but only if you actually have a plan around them. If you have a pension or a pension decision coming up and you're wondering how this impacts your financial plan, what the numbers look like for you, which investment option or lump sum option should you take, which pension option should you take, these are all questions you need to be thinking through as you're building out and thinking about what your retirement is going to look like. If you need help with that, we help you. Schedule some time in the link below in the description. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to this podcast or YouTube channel, please do so. It helps me more than you know. If you want help figuring this out, that's exactly what we do. Be confident in your retirement. Have a wonderful day.